So it's tough to follow sputum, phlegm, pus, and what were the other ones? Okay. Well, no, sorry, cum is what's going to be in my set. Somebody said, yeah, so you don't drink? And I'm like, no, I'm allergic. And they're like, you're allergic? And I go, yeah, I wake up with sperm all over my face. I wish that was my joke. It's not, but I found it very funny, and I used it the other day at the when this guy was asking me that. So, having this young man come over to my house to have sex, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, okay, well, I've got this jug. When you get a colonoscopy, they give you this big jug that has powder in it, and you put water in it and make it a lemonade. You have like drink like gallons of this lemonade just like to flush out your system. So I was thinking, I better hide that. You know what I mean? So I put that down there. And then I've got like this root spray, so when I have gray roots, which I'm doing today, I have, root spray. So I'm thinking I better put that away too, And then I was 50-50 on the Sensodyne toothpaste. So I put that away just in case. So I live alone, so I don't pay for that, have no, commercials on Spotify or whatever. So, we're making out, and I had, put, 80s and 90s music in there, because I thought that's my favorite, right? He didn't know any of the music. None of it. And my friend goes, that's because it's his parents' music, okay? So, the commercials come on, they're like, Cologuard, Cologuard, and, it's like a checkup before you get a colonoscopy. And then AARP, and I'm thinking, God, just roll with this. He's not going to even notice, right? Anyway, he didn't know he heard those, but he didn't understand the music. But anyway, the sex was kind of mid, so I said, look, the sex is kind of mid, okay? Hit the bricks, buddy, hit the bricks. I've been out with some age-appropriate men recently. One guy's an Italian guy. Woo! He's a big he's a big tennis player, right? And he was wearing skinny jeans, which are out, by the way, okay?
They're going back, girl.
But he had these calzone calves, because his jeans were tight. I could see his little calzone calves because he's such a tennis player. And he said, "Hey, I'm looking for a short-term relationship." I'm like, "What? Do you have a disease and you're 3 months to live? I mean, what is that? Or is your wife recovering from a BBL in Mexico and you got only a short time to date?" Or you want a work furlough program for prison? What is it? He said, well, I'm not going to make any long-term plans. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, short-term relationship, does that mean just tonight or this week or a month? I don't know, right? He said, well, my kids live in Munich, so I'm going to retire there. And I said, okay, well, haben Sie Guckeslaven, hast du Guckeslav, ich liebe dich, mag schnell, take me, okay? I can speak German, okay? Trust me, my dad was German, which, so I'm attracted to emotionally unavailable men. Gay, you're my type. Married, you're my type. German, you're my type. So, anyway, he's talking about his son who was 31 and who looks like Antonio Banderas, and he's like, he's not going to get married, he's playing the field, having fun, he's had some cool, job or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So he said, you Americans, you have just so many chemicals in your food. And I'm like, yeah, with a lot of chemicals in our food. Anyway, it was kind of a boring date, except for the fact that I was on it. So, sometimes you get back and you're like, yeah, it was a great date, but only because I was on it. He didn't ask any questions, he didn't add any fun stories, no. So he told me about his son. I'm thinking, I need his number. He's more my speed, right? So he said, well, do you want to go on a second date? And I said, I don't think we have any chemistry. You know what I mean? No chemistry. I met, so I go out dancing, and there's this guy that's been eye-fucking me every weekend, and he stands at the bar and eye-fucks me, and then I go home with somebody, right? So then this last time, I left with somebody, but then I was like, I shook that guy away, and then I drove back, and I came up to the club again, and the doorman goes, did you forget something? I said, yeah, I forgot him. And he was standing right there, so it could have been perfect, right? So he looks at me, and I go, hey, do you want to make out, see if we have enough chemistry or chemistry to rub our naked bodies together? What do you say? He was like, okay. And I said, I can say I love you in 22 languages. What language do you speak? He goes, Turkish. So I'm like, Sani Savayaram. And he was like, right? But that was about, like, he spoke English, but I mean, it was, anyway. So I had to say in this translator, because I was speaking quickly, and I said, look, these are my rules. You need to copy your driver's license because you're the last person to tell me alive. We're going to have sex at my house because I know where the cameras are. We're going to use condoms, and if you say that you using a condom, you can't feel sex. You know what you can't feel sex? Not having sex. There's no snacks, sleepovers, or snuggling. Don't bring your, I don't care about your night guard, you're not sleeping over. CPAP machine, no, I don't care what your sleep number is, okay? You come clean, you leave dirty. This is not a spa. Okay? You're going to be doing all the work. Okay? I'm on the bottom and I'm very excited and I'm going to be verbal and whatever, but I'm on the bottom. You are doing all the fucking work. I don't get on top. I don't get on my knees. I don't do any of that bullshit. So as long as you know these are the rules. He goes, oh. So then he puts in his translator and it says, boy, you have a lot of rules. I am a young and handsome and in-shape man, and it feels like you are just going to use me for my body, and I'm just supposed to forget about you after tonight. And I said, first of all, you never forget about me, okay? Second of all, yes, okay? Are you in or you out? Those are the rules. So he comes over, and I said, look, my safe word is baba ganoush. He goes, oh, that's a Turkish food. I go, And he goes, do you like the hummus? And I go, yeah, everybody likes the hummus, right? Anyway, that sex was mid too. I mean, his kebab was nice, but the sex was mid. So I said, look I'm done with all this damn bullshit. Get the fuck out. Hit the bricks. Anyway, that's my Turkish story, baba ganoush. So I love Woodhams. Sam, thank you so much for letting me have some stage time here. Andrew, always nice to see you. And I love you guys. Thank you.